Okay. What's up? What's up? What's good, y'all? We are live. Let me tell you, I have been going through it. I've been going through it trying to get this stream together from them telling me I had to do it on my phone, baby, to like it's just been a mess. But it brings it all together. So this topic is about the healing power, the healing energy of the winter solstice, right? So today it's going to be December 21st, 2023. Let me turn this down. So today is December 21st, 2023. Y'all don't mind my desk. I got all my notebooks. I've been like taking notes and stuff all day. Um, because the winter solstice is one of those topics that is kind of new to me. I mean, it's not new to me in any sense, right? I understand what the winter solstice is, but as far as like kind of really tapping into the energies of it, like putting the science behind the feeling, a lot of stuff I personally will feel, but I love being able to back it up with like science, you know what I mean? So this has been a very informative time for me right now. Now, winter solstice is very special because this is the time of year when the sun tilts away from the equator, right? It's the sun is pointed the farthest away from the equator today. I want to say it was at 4:47 p.m. Eastern time um, is when we reach that point, right? And essentially what that means is that the earth just is going to have less light. So today was the least amount of light, so it would be known as like the darkest day of the year. Okay. That point happened again at 4:47 p.m. Eastern time. Now this is funny. Where I live, it rained today. We don't get a lot of rain, but it rained today. And it was like kind of dark and gloomy, right? So I'm like going to the store or something and I go to like a phone call and I'm thinking, oh, it's gotta be like five something, right? I look at my clock, it's 2:45. But the energy, it was like dark, it was gloomy. It wasn't dark to the point where it was like dark outside, but it felt so overcasty. I was just like, I remember when I got on the phone, I was like, yo, I thought it was so much later. And so that was the energy. And when I looked at it's so funny because that happened at about let's say 2:43 p.m. Pacific time. So that would have been about an hour after the sun reached its farthest point away from the earth, you know? So it was like, yeah, I feel like my circadian rhythm is like right in sync with what's going on, you know, give or take a little bit. So some of you could also have been feeling that, this energy of like just feeling it like something's off, something's different, right? That's your body kind of being in tune with nature and things like that. So let's break down what winter solstice means. Solstice, if we break that word down from Latin, sol means sun, and Egyptian it also means Ra, right? Ra was the sun god, and uh, let's see, Sisto, which is going to be the root word for for stis, right? For the solstice. So if we got sol, sun, then the stis, the root word of that is sisto, which means to stand still. So the breakdown of this word is literally means for the sun to stand still. And if we go even deeper into ancient um, Egyptology, then this is when the sun god Ra stood still. Um, I'm not an Egyptologist, you know, so go ahead and do your research. I know that I was looking today, um, I was looking into who would coin himself as the father of, you know, bringing this information to the forefront about winter solstice and really celebrating that. Um, so an elder, he goes by Ra'on Nefer Aman, okay? Ra'on Nefer Aman. And he's got a lot of information that covers the winter solstice. He's actually been studying this information for many decades, many decades. I want to say we're coming up on 50 years. So that is definitely um, a well of knowledge. Okay. I am just a beginner scratching the surface, just bringing you a little bit of what I shared because you know what I mean? I love to bring the energy, take it in, transmit it back to you. You know how we do, right? How we do. And again, I want to say thank you for being here. And the energy you return to me, any energy you give to me, I return to you. Any positive energy I take I appreciate and I transmute it back. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So another thing that we can get into, not another thing. I feel like I've just been talking and rambling, but y'all know how I do. I haven't been on here in a minute, so I'm trying to like get back into it. Okay. But as far as like this winter solstice time, it's going to come with a lot of healing energies. This is a time where we can really go within, right? It's a time when you really want to go within. Think like hibernation, how the bears go into hibernation, right? It's a time for you to quiet your mind. It's a time for you to get comfortable with the darkness that is inside of you, right? It's a time for you to really find out who you are. And I want to also say why, like why do you do the things that you do? Um, it's a time where you want to really reflect on yourself, and not just that, but more like who am I, right? In the essence of who you want to be, but speaking it like in the now. So it's like who do I want to be, but it's like who am I, right? Because it's like you're not that person that you want to be is made up of what you're doing in the now, right? So this is also a time where you can say, okay, who do I want to be in 6 months? And then set a plan, right? Like write that down. What are the attributes of this person? Like what do they do? Okay, what does their day to day look like? What are what are the goals? You know what I mean? Um, this is the prime time for that. Oh, dang, I have something that I want to share. I keep forgetting to bring it. I keep forgetting to bring it. Um, this is a time when you want to be planting your seeds, right? Because this the is it the cultivation? Is it the cultivation period? Yeah, this is like the time when you want to be planting those seeds in your subconscious. And you'll do that, like, say you want to run a marathon by the fall. Okay. Say you want to run a marathon by the fall and you've never ran a marathon before. This would be the time when, okay, you just go ahead and you make that goal. You make that goal. I want to run a marathon by the fall. And then from there, you're going to say, okay, what is it going to take for me to run the marathon? And then you're going to break that down. You're going to set your goals out for each month. Okay, this is what I need to get to. Then this is what I need to get to. Then this is what I need to get to. And then from there, you're going to break that down by each week. You know what I mean? You're going to make yourself a full set plan. But here is when you say, this is what I know what I want. And then this is how I'm going to get it. And then between here and the now is just you following those plans. It's literally just you following your plan. It's kind of like dealing on a how do you say it? Diatonic scale. Okay. And this is funny. I feel like I'm jumping just a little bit, but it's in the same sense of like, okay, for instance, say you want to get all your chakras aligned. This is also an amazing time for you to focus on your chakras. We have been taught in Western civilization that we have 7 chakras that go throughout the body. It's many. There's many more than 7. Off the top, most psychologists, I don't know if they'd be called psychologists, but most of those that study the chakras in the body, um, they, I mean, their baseline is 14 chakras, right? And that's what kind of is going to be making up your whole aura, your whole like that when they're like, oh, you can see their color, or you can feel their energy. Well, it's because we literally have all of these points all around our body, not just up and through here. I mean, it starts at the base of your feet. At the base of your feet. My man, if your feet are cracked and looking busted, that means a lot more than just, oh, you didn't have time to take care of yourself, or you were too embarrassed to go to the to the spa. It's something. It's a deep energetic thing that's going on. Same for women, obviously, right? But it's much more than you just needing to be concerned because you're embarrassed about what the next man or what the next woman is going to say about your feet. There's actually an energy portal there that should push you and prompt you to take care of your feet. I want to talk about the story in the Bible with Jesus and Mary. Now, when I was first getting into my Mary Magdalene, not Mary the mother. Let's keep it clear. But when I was first getting into like learning and growing and kind of like coming out of the confines of just only studying Christianity, I started by obviously going deeper, right? The only way out is to go in. So my first step was to go in, to go deeper. And one of my biggest issues I had was when I would go to these Bible studies, people would try to tell me how to read the Bible. Oh, you can't read it straight through. You need a study guide. You need to read it like this and like that and like that. And I'm looking at them like you don't even look like you comprehend what you're talking about. So how are you going to tell me how to study? And so even then when I was like, okay, let me try what you're saying. Let me try what you're saying. And I would try it, right? Try that form of study. And I find that it gets you somewhere, but it always led me to more questions. And actually it taught me to actually start really using the Bible, like how in the middle you'll see like in the King James Version, in the middle they have all these excerpts. It's all these little excerpts. And when you're reading the verses, they'll be like red and they'll have like little numbers. But what you're supposed to do is go cross-reference those numbers to that middle excerpt, and those are more passages. So it's like this, and what I learned was like it's just this maze. It's just this maze that just keeps going and going and going. Well, one day I was looking, I had a question. I want to know, well, let me know more about Jesus because that's what fascinated me. We got this amazing prophet, did all of this stuff, and his book ain't in the book. Where have you ever seen that at before? So I'm going to find out more about Jesus, the man, right? So I'm looking up verses on in Google, and then I'm reading in the Bible, and then from there I'm following the reference point, and it's taking me to other verses. So I'm following that process of study, and it gets to the point of getting to the juicy stuff, Mary and Jesus, and so now this is the storyline, right? It was a kickback. Jesus just got done doing Jesus shit. Like, you know what I mean? He was blessing folks. I think he just rose Lazarus. I want to say he had just rose Lazarus. So, of course, they had a parlay at the crib. They had a parlay at Mary's sister's house, Elizabeth. It was all kicking it at Elizabeth's house. Lazarus was there, alive. You know what I mean? Like, it was lit. It was lit. It was lit. Mary pulled up, you know what I mean? Like she do. And everybody's there kicking it. They didn't brought the wine out. Now you guys got to think back. That was money. Like wine. Come on now. This wasn't no light affair. All right. Now what happened was Jesus, he had just been done being a boss, doing what bosses do, raising people from the dead, being a prophet. I'm making light of it, but it's a lot of respect there. Okay. But so he had so they're all chilling, they're all kicking it. And Mary comes in with these incense. She comes in with this box of incense. Now, the incense that was inside of this box was supposed to be worth, today it would be worth, I mean, this is like top of the top of the top of the top. Okay? This treatment not for everybody. Everybody don't get this. But like multiple, it's like you pulling off that vintage, like, hmm, you know? And so Mary took this vintage, this gas, this fire, whatever you want to call it, and she goes to Jesus and kneels at his feet, and she starts to wash his feet, and she starts to dress his feet with this beautifully perfume scented I just had the name for it. Potpourri. It was a potpourri. And then she started to wash his feet with her hair. And then I can't remember who it was, but in the story, somebody had an attitude about it. Like, look at Mary over there. Look at Mary using all of that on Jesus. Like, you know what I mean? Like regular, you gotta, I love history because we get the tea. We get the tea, but in reality, like these were people. You know what I'm saying? These was people. It's much like, I'm sure you guys have found yourself in some type of situation when you was younger. You know what I mean? Something like that where it was like, oh, somebody got special treatment and then somebody else was hating. It's like, why you hating? Don't be mad. He just raised Lazarus from the dead. You know what I mean? Let Mary get her back home. But it's that same energy. You want to give it that same honor, that same honor. And I'm just bringing all that. I'm bringing it all in to say that she was honoring, cleaning, and clearing that chakra because there's a chakra right at the base at the feet. Then the next one comes up and it's right underneath the groin, and that's known as the first chakra. And then we get up into the root chakra, that's the second chakra, and then solar, and then you know what I mean, it keeps on going up and up and up. And then not only does it go up, so right, and then we got our solar. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm embarrassed. There's then we got the heart, the throat, the third eye, the crown, but there's more. So there's one on your shoulder. Is it your right shoulder? There's one on your shoulder, which allows you to talk to God, or like to connect. There's like three or four that go up above your head. There's one at the back of your neck. Okay, it's and all of these are going to create what's like your auric field, right? We're talking about these chakras because well, you always want to be in a state of cleaning, clearing, meditating, working on these chakras every day to keep them clear. That during these winter solstice, during this darker time, it's going to be easier for you to reach out and communicate with loved ones, passed on people. I have a video that I actually talked about this on the channel where it was like how to reach out to passed over loved ones. And this is using, that light energy and candles and stuff. But you know what? You could also use energy of this dark winter solstice, and you would use that by going within. Are you really quieting it down your mind, delving into meditation, focusing on cleansing and clearing your chakras, getting into yoga, active meditation? I love an active meditation. You can also do very like still meditations. You're gonna want to use this time and really think. I want you to think spiritual feng shui. Okay, spiritual feng shui means we're thinking about the smells, the scent. How does things smell around us? The colors, the lights. You're gonna want to work with purples, blues. You can also work with golds, colors, warm, embody that around you. You can work with I know Archangel Michael is supposed to be really powerful as far as like helping you stay in this blue and purple lights. We're thinking deep indigos, deep purples, warm gold light. When you meditate, are your own personal gods, spirit guides that you relate to, that you know cover and protect you, right? Um, Sense, sounds, sounds. There are certain meditation sounds that are going to be dealing with each chakra. You're going to want to learn those. There are certain teachers, certain guides that you can find and reach out to that can help lead you in the right direction. But it's like, yeah, it's art and music is very closely related. And I believe that we are those chakras definitely have different tones and sounds. Like for instance, that's a sound that it adheres to a certain chakra and will help to awaken it and bring it to life. It's much like ringing a bell. You know what I mean? That tone right there is set to a certain chakra as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's all connected. It's all connected. Okay. Um, if this is not quite making sense when I'm talking about trying to stay in that, trying to get that energy of cleaning and clearing your chakras, we can break it down more simply into you can reach this elevated level by focusing on the energy of joy, right? From joy, a lot of things resonate. From fear, we shrink. With joy, we grow. Okay. Focusing on focusing on joy is known as a solar energy. Now, this is according to the elder Ra. Let me get his name all the way right. Ra Nefer. Aman. Okay. He says joy is solar energy. The expression of joy is solar energy in the physical. So it's like the sun. Let the sun fuel your life. You know what I mean? Like think of the sun, think of the warmth of the sun and what that does. That energy that it brings, the energy that it lends life to. On the other end of that, if joy comes from the sun and it's abundant, then grief is toxic. Did you know that one bout of anger, of like this big release of anger, will take your immune system, your cells, about 7 years to deal with that outburst of energy. It takes them about 7 years to fix the damage. I always say that when it comes to dealing with certain energies, it's like the shit that eats you up. That kind of stuff, you have to be careful. You have to be wary. You have to be careful of any energy that requires you to stay in a negative because it wears on you physically from the inside out. Can I pause this? Door's gonna open. Yeah, so I just want to make sure that we understand that anger, that outburst, that negative energy work, you pay for it from the inside. You pay for it. You do. Mm. This is going to be a time when you really want to focus on your meditation. I appreciate y'all being here with me, babies, for real. Because, like I said, the winter solstice, a lot of this stuff I felt like how, okay, I got on the phone and I was like, yo, it feels like it's supposed to be so much later, only for me to get into my research later on and find out I was feeling that because that's what was going on. I was feeling the heaviness. I was feeling like it was dark. I was feeling like it was late because it literally was the darkest point of the day. It literally looked, it was gloomy and raining. You know what I mean? Like, so this is now okay. We have these feelings. Oh, I've always, I always felt this kind of energy. This is from my people that have been like, oh, I always knew it was something with that. Like on these special days, like this is 12/21. I call it a player's holiday, a very special player's holiday. They know what to do. They know what this energy is about. The synchronicities come all the time, and that's how I know I'm supposed to study more because after a while, you're supposed to be naming what these are. So I'm just like, oh, that's a coinkity. Oh, that's a synchronicity. It's like, okay, and then what do we call that? You know what I mean? Oh, okay, that's winter solstice. That's when the sun is the farthest point away from the earth. That's when everything is heavy. That's why I was feeling this very heavy energy. I would also have been thinking, I've also been thinking for my um, people that study the cosmos, with these solar flares that have been happening, right? These outbursts of energy that have been leading up to the winter solstice. Is this not some dance of the sun and the moon? Is this not a lover's quarrel that happens every year? Stick with me. Now, you know I like to relate love to the psyche of the subconscious and the conscious mind because there is a story there. I think it's very relatable and very chewable for people to understand. So it's like the was lashing out and doing these solar flares, directing them at the earth, which right and naturally somebody's flaring out at you, angry, upset, nasty, make you shy away like, oh no, And so then in essence, now the sun has been pushed away. The sun has been pushed away from the earth. But the thing about this is that each day from today forward, just like in a lover's quarrel, where the love is real, and it's like, okay, we're not gonna let this stand, and we let it end right here. Every day until summer solstice, the sun is going to get, or the yeah, we're gonna get a little bit more sun in each day until summer solstice hits on June 21st, 2024. So if that isn't some beautiful full circle type situation, somebody pull that together. Because that one, I was like, yeah, that's it. That's it right there, 100%. Now, you guys, there's a lot of stuff that I'm not quite um, getting to with this winter solstice. Like, okay, I know that also this is a time when, yeah, okay, I was just talking about that. You know, another way to understand, if we're trying to back this up with science, is the North Pole is at its maximum tilt for 24 hours, right? So it's not just like, oh, winter solstice, it happened at 4:47 p.m. No, from 4:47 p.m. December 21st to 4:47 p.m. December 22nd, Eastern Standard Time is when on this very special place called okay, okay. All right, so let's get into some information. Stats for the nerds. All right, the North Pole reaches its maximum tilt away from the sun for 24 hours. Um, all of the locations, okay, so all locations of the Arctic Circle will be shrouded in darkness. The Northern Hemisphere has more darkness than any other. So yeah, where we're at right now, if you're on, where we're at, this northern hemisphere has more darkness on this day than any other day. But like I said, in true fashion, because we don't accept apologies without corrective behavior, because that's just manipulation, baby. So it says the northern hemisphere has more darkness today than any other day, but each day after today, like a distant lover, this is my words, um, the days will be growing longer. We'll gain a little bit more light each day until the summer solstice. Yeah, and then I was saying here, like it's some sort of dance between the earth and the sun. They engage in this every year. They part ways, putting on a show for all that watch, like for the ethers, you know what I mean? This is like a whole show. It's like a whole dance. And where's the moon at? What's the, you know what I mean? Like, where the moon at? It's a new moon. It's a new moon. It's a new moon in Capricorn. What's up, Cappies? What's up, Cappies? Welcome to Capricorn season. I'm a Capricorn moon, so you know what I mean? What's up? Keep it cute. Keep it cute, because when the feelings is gone, there they go. Yeah, another phrase for this, another way to break it down is this is when the sun is at its absolute lowest point. Okay? At its lowest point. Check on a Leo. Check on a Leo. Um, real deal. Tend to your sun sign a little bit, right? Maybe kind of care for yourself a little bit. What else do we got here? This is a time for retraction. This is a time for you to go within. This is the time for you to clear away anything that you don't want to stay, anything that's not a part of you, right? The you, summer solstice you that we talked about in the beginning, 6 months from now, you retract it, get rid of it. It's gotta go. It's gotta go. Excuse me. It's gotta go. Because who do you want to be? The new you or the old you? What the girls say? I'm not gonna do that. Righteous and ratchet for real over here, y'all. For real, for real, for real. With my heart be pure. I was gonna say, it's like how the girls be like, you want to menage with the new body. It's just the lyrics, okay? It's just the lyrics. Okay, let's see. What else do we got here? So this is going to be all about duality. Buckle up, baby. That's what I wrote in my notes. So buckle up, baby. This is about duality. This is the dark time of the year. This is about going within. This is about getting quiet and listening to yourself. This is about confronting your shadow. What's up? What's up? Boo? Quick check in. What you been doing in here? You know what I mean? Have you been pushing your shadow to the side? You've been integrating it. You've been letting it outside, see some sunlight. You know what I mean? Because this is its time. So you might get triggered. You might have been triggered these last few days. Something could have come up. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, okay. I'm gonna read you guys a little bit from my notes. That way I get out. You know. Excuse me. Excuse me. Okay, so retraction, go within, go to the darkness of ourselves, right? Much like a bear that hibernates, the winter soul, I call it the winter soul, but the winter solstice is the darkest day of the year. Much is learned in the dark and in the shadows, so don't be scared. But do buckle up. This is all going to be about duality. I want you to think the yin yang symbol. Picture that in your mind's eye. Yin yang symbol. This is about duality. This is about the light and the dark, but you can't have one without the other. So understand that. Light and dark are very much dual forces. So it's like they go well together. They match. And this brings me. Oh God, let me get this real quick for you. Let me get this real quick. Yeah, everything has a light and a dark. You can't have one without the other. Too much good is toxic, and too much bad obviously is toxic. That's all right. Find it real quick. What else do we got here? Does it not play? Commercial. Okay, we got a little commercial. Okay, so yeah, much like a bear that hibernates. So this is all about duality. Light and dark are very much dual forces. And yeah, this is something that I've always said. I've always said that, the light and dark, like they go together. And it goes back to that whole saying, let's get it. No, this is not it. Anyways, I was looking for the DMX song. But there's this DMX. I said here. I said DMX once asked, "Why do good girls like bad guys?" And I direct him to this statement about duality, right? The duality of the light and the dark. Um, we have okay. Dang. And so I guess go listen to that song because I can't find it. I can't find it. That's annoying. The least amount of light. Yeah, so I would definitely go direction to that song. Okay. So again, during this time, because there's the least amount of light, um, you might start feeling different things within your core, within your body, right? Because it does have an effect on your body. This is a time where you're going to feel called. You're going to feel called. You're going to feel called to start focusing on what it is you like, who you want to be, what you want to accomplish, what you want to bring and pull into your life in real time. Um, it's going to feel like a beckoning. Something's going to be calling you, but calling you to come inside, like to come home, you know, to come home. If anybody's ever told you that you feel like home to them, I'm sure you took that as a great compliment. Um, but I would say that's someone that needs to do some deep work, right? Because it's one thing to have someone feel like home, but it's like make sure you have a home within yourself. This is the time where you're going to be feeling that calling. Something's going to be beckoning you to come in and to come home. And like I said, I don't mean in the way to where you're craving another person. I mean in the way where you're satisfying yourself because you know who you are and you know that you're making real strides and moves to fulfill that for yourself. right? You're courting yourself. The end that you're going into is your subconscious. The subconscious is known as the female, and your conscious, the outside body, is the male. So it's like you're coming into yourself. You're coming to get to know yourself again. You're coming to court yourself. Be kind. Look nice. Bring a gift. Like, you know what I mean? Um, what else? What else? What else? This is a time now. Okay. This has been coming up in my readings for like the last 4 or 5, maybe 6 months. And this is this theme of you getting with this lover. I was going to say love, and then I was going to say lover. That's why I came out with that. But you getting with this lover and you finding this space, this feeling of being able to rest. Like it's come up more than a few times. And every time the energy is like that, like you get rest. Like every time that was how it read to me. And that was how I would always deliver it. Like, you're going to feel rest with this person, or this person knows that they're going to get to rest with you. It is a lot of it is starting to tie together for me, that it is about this. The rest is about this time, this moment, this winter solstice. This is a time when you really are going to be reflecting on who you are, what you've done, who you want to be, what you need to do moving forward. You have to look back so that you don't make the same mistakes as you move forward. Always. Always about forward moving. Sankofa. Okay. I want to tell you guys, I have a dog named Sankofa and a cat named Kemet. Your girl is tapped in. Okay? Okay. This is a time about pause, rest, halt, a time for deep quietness, and for you to really focus and center on that internal work, the internal job. It's time to sanitize your mind. Insanity literally just means not having a clean mind. I'm going to get ready to wrap this up. But I just want to say, this is when we want to take inventory. You take inventory of your life. You're going to want to pause, and you're going to want to reflect and plan. Plan. This is the time to map out your next moves. For example, like, what do you want to bring into your life? Because this is the stage, like right now, this solstice, this is what we're going to call before the creation. Okay, this is before the birthing, which is summer. Summer is the birthing. Summer solstice, that's the birthing. June 21st, 2024. Get ready to pop something out, baby. And it should be you, brand new, you know what I mean? Clean, looking clean. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's when everything's going to be flowing and kind of like in this like harvest state, ripe, right? A state where it's kind of like ripe, juicy, ready for the picking. So think now what you want to bring in. What do you want to bring into you? What do I want to bring into me? You know, think on that now. Plan on that now. Reflect on it and bring it in inside. And with that inner wisdom that you'll find from going into those deep caverns of your soul, you'll find yourself able to like, I'm almost getting this feeling of like this flower pushing up and blossoming through like rocks. I don't know what kind of rock that is. Maybe I'm thinking of coral. Maybe I'm thinking of coral, like flowers that come out of coral or something. But like, that's the imagery I'm getting in my mind's eye right now. You can do meditations, okay? Like I said in the beginning, your spirit guides that you know protect you, that you honor and you give to. You can also work with Archangel Michael. Okay. You could also work with some of these ancient Egyptian deities. I would start with the Ra sun god. I am not an expert. I would find myself an expert on these subject matters before you just go playing with things. Also, I didn't touch on it a lot, but a lot of this is going to be about you balancing your chakras, and not just the 7, the 14. Now, see, those chakras, we lost some. We lost some when the information traveled from one culture to another. When it went from Egypt to Arabic, that's when that information was taken. So that it's like you're given part of the puzzle, but not the whole puzzle. You know what I mean? But when you start to learn these things, you'll see that it's in a way it's kind of like a diatonic scale in the sense that the chakra's going to work in a diatonic or a non-diatonic way. So say we have like a piano. You could use the white keys or you could use the white and the black keys. Now, say if you use the C major scale, you're just using all the white keys. But if we go into G major scale, then we're using the white and the black keys. But if you use the C major scale and you add in some black keys, that's going to take it to what is it? Non-diatonic. It's not going to make it wrong. It's just going to mean that you're using different notes that don't belong to that key. But the key still works. It's the same way with the chakras. So the more that you learn, you can integrate them. And maybe it might not be the way that it was intended or you're how everybody learns or whatever, but it will still work. It will still work because you've obtained this key. You've obtained it. You've learned about this chakra. You've learned how to unlock it. And now you're going to use it and integrate it into your system. And it's going to work for you because that is the rules of this universe. That's it. I'm gonna leave it right there. It's a lot of information. If you're really into this, you can definitely easily look into this more. But this is just like a little starter, a little beginning, what I've learned so far. We're gonna do a quick pull, and I definitely want you to focus on some type of like meditation, some type of like calming meditation. Focus when you do. Remember about the feng shui, the scents, the sounds, what you're seeing with your mind eye, the lights, the colors you want to work with. Indigo, purples, or golds, you want to work with your deities and make sure that you are covered and protected because what you're doing is you're going to be delving and like going into yourself, moving towards these lights. So you want to make sure that you are protected as you're doing these deep and heavy meditations, covering your crown, all of these kind of things. But yeah, I just want to leave you with that. Let me put my meditation music back on chair. Okay. That's my jam. Okay, so I already set some cards up and we're just going to use we're just going to do the major arcana. So we're going to do something fun. I'll pick a card and then y'all pick a card, but I'm not showing you my card. So this card is going to be like some advice for you, what you need to work on, what you want to focus on. Okay, we'll do 3 piles. You can pick a pile. Okay. There's going to be advice that you need, what you should focus on. If it's a negative card, this could be blockages or delays, what you need to be aware of. And if it's a positive card, again, this is where you should focus your energies, all right? Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, all right? Take a second, meditate. All right, pile 1. I got the Wheel of Fortune, the High Inquisitor. This is going to be Aquarius energy. This is star energy. We just moved into the age of Aquarius. So I'm getting, you're right where you need to be. Stay curious. Um, mhm. This could be a time when your ideas are being questioned. This could be a time where you are, oh, y'all can even see that. This could definitely be a time where your ideas are being questioned. Stay your course and watch your back. Pile two, the high priestess. My intuition guides me to the truth. So you guys could be someone that has spiritual gifts. Could be a tarot reader. Be someone that studies the occult, higher knowledge, truth seeker. But this is a time. The high priestess is all about going within. The high priestess is the within. So this is when you are being called really to focus. My intuition guides me to the truth. Focus on your intuition. You might need to even change your diet because the intuition, it's in the gut. So if you're bloated and you're filling yourself with all kind of crap, you're gonna directly be blocking that. You're gonna have to really get quiet. I'm just hearing quiet, get quiet. You might have to cut some people off. This is gonna be a season of quiet where you just need to focus. 3 months focus, 90 days, can you do it? Because you've got some answers. Like you got to unlock some shit. Like you want to change your life, you've got to go within. You got to ask yourself tough questions. You got to get into the books. Well, you gotta turn devices off. Like this is some deep. This you're being called to do some very deep inner work. All right, third pile, lovers. About choices, about happy choices, healthy choices. No matter where you look, it's love. You're surrounded by love. You could have a love that's coming into you, something real and something pure. It could be a choice. You could have a choice. Hmm. You're going to need to focus and go within because you're going to have a choice between two down the line in about 6 months' time. This could be romantic, but this could be anything. But they're both going to be great options, and you're going to need to be centered. You're going to need to be centered so that you make the right option. You make the right decision for you. All right, let me flip my card now. So let me see what's mine. What's mine? What's mine? What's mine? Yes. I'm not going to show you my card, but my card is so resonates and it's telling me to focus. Okay, okay. That's been your reading. I'll catch you guys in the next one you're reading. That has been our talk on winter solstice and the power of healing. And I guess it's been your reading as well. Um, Make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.